Where does our new Mythic rank, and how in the world do you use Special Spiral for? There's so many questions, and let's just jump right in and talk about Arcane Eclipse. Listen, I am not a huge fan of Ophelia for the simple reason that she's not special. There is nothing preference about her, and you can take the same kit and slap it on any unit. And in fact, you can take the same kit and slap it on one of your merged up units and get about the same effect. There are, that's the big thing. That's the crux of the matter. This unit is really great fodder though. Let's quickly go over Arcane Eclipse, and let me say that in a vacuum, I like this arcane weapon a lot. This is Slang, Quicken Pulse. If your HP is greater than 25, you get an Omni +5 in combat, you get a guaranteed follow-up, and you get penalty neutralization on your attack. It's really good. And for all of your red tomes, I think it's going to be fantastic. We talked about it a bit, but special acceleration, special spamming never gets old, ever. It's why Sonya, the original Sonya, is still really good. She's got a very min-max stat line, and her kit does nothing but accelerate specials. So that's something that you want to remember, and something that makes this a good investment on your favorites. It's just Ophelia that I'm not particularly a fan of. If you're an Ophelia fan though, I think you'll get a lot of good use out of this. I think you can get use out of this in Summoner Duels, Aether Raids, not so much in Arena, but she doesn't score, so that's not a huge surprise. If we're looking just real quickly at the tier list, she is tier 3, but keep in mind, that's simply because she's not special. All of these units, it takes a lot to stand out in the ranged nukes right now. They are, if you look at this, out of all of my other tier lists, this is the most premium of the bunch. Normally I get some sort of free-to-play unit in there somewhere, and I just couldn't on this one because there are so many special things that these units do. So keep that in mind as you're going through this. Also keep that in mind as you're looking at investing into ranged nukes. A lot of times you want the latest and greatest, and it doesn't take a huge merge project to do it. There are exceptions, obviously Crom because he wants scoring, but maybe that's just because he's one of my favorites. Let's hop over to Special Spiral though. Real quick review though. Special Spiral, when it triggers, it deals 5 extra true damage, which is fantastic. It neutralizes damage reduction, which I absolutely love, and it grants cooldown -2. So again, just looping those specials. And is there any doubt that Carla, who already came with Special Spiral 3, is a great user of this? This is a max invested one, and you're looking at 80 attack. That is insane. You pair that with an AoE, and this unit is just absolutely destroying things, and I am here for it. If you look at a unit like in Arena, for instance, you're going to see this Crom. You just are. This is a quicker route to Deadeye, which is kind of fantastic. Ruptured Sky, Attack Defense Unity, Special Spiral 4, and then you've got some extra speed things in here because he's kind of got borderline speed at that high of an investment. But Summoners, I mean, just look at that. This unit is going to tear stuff up. I want this for my Crom. This is finally the tier 4 skill that I want, or the level 4 skill rather. If you look at something else like Arvel, and this is something that you will most likely see on defense, Special Spiral 4 on them is really good and will help you loop that iceberg over and over, which will really wreak havoc on your team. It's a very, very good combination here, and I wish you could combine this with Tempo some other way, but maybe I don't wish that. But anyway, Special Spiral 4, actually Ophelia in general for her fodder is an amazing unit. I don't normally suggest you summon for fodder. I might make an exception for this depending on what you are looking for. Next up we have Kaldori, and this is kind of a sleeper in this banner because it's really easy to overlook the power of this. As far as the impact of this unit, I would put her in the same range as Spring Maria. I think she's going to perform a very similar role and be similarly powerful. You've got Slaying, you've got if HP is greater than 25%, you get an Omni +5 in combat. Just seems standard these days, right? Null Follow-Up, which is really good, and reduces foes' attack and defense by X% of speed. X equals 5 times unit's max stats that are within 5 points higher than foe's max of plus 10. So let's look at this real quickly. If you're thinking about this being just a maximum, which is that max of 10, so it's 5 times 10, so you're looking at 50% of the speed of this unit. Then you look at, let's say this unit has 60 speed. All right, that's a 30% reduction in the attack and defense. This unit is going to be decent. It's that is something there. That will increase survivability and attack. Obviously, you're going to use this unit in Summoner Duels and Aether Raids. You're not going to use this in Arena because, say it with me, she doesn't score. If we're looking at where she ranks, right now I still have her in Tier 3. I think this is a good unit, and I like how she contributes. Keep in mind, Tier 3, this is for newer units, and Tier 3 is still very good. I mean, we just saw some amazing things Carla can do, and I mean, Brave Alm is also an amazing unit. So she's in good company, but she doesn't quite hit those higher tiers. It's kind of the theme of this. She is amazing fodder, and I would love attack speed hold on several units. As far as Dwyer, I'm not even really going to go over too much of him. Let's just say that, yeah, I was not impressed with this unit. This is just another healer, and I don't really even feel like he adds a whole lot to the pool. I guess we get Speed Tactic, which is, I don't know. Let's move on though. Let's move on to something a little more fun, and let's talk about Seiðr. And this unit is very powerful, and this is a unit you're going to want to merge up. She already has Slaying, and then, okay, within 2 spaces of an ally, at start of turn, grants to unit and allies within 2 spaces follow-up denial, which is fantastic. If unit initiates or within 2 of an ally, Omni +5 in combat, again standard. You get a guaranteed follow-up, excellent. And then you get true damage equals 20% of units res. Right now you're looking at 47 res. I mean, it's just to round it off, let's make it 50 and say this unit gets 10 true damage on every hit. That's pretty incredible. Like, that is very nice. This is a great unit, but what really makes this unit fantastic is this future focused. On odd number turns, God, this is just so many restrictions, seriously. After foe's effect triggers, and for closest foes in cardinal direction, and if unit's res is greater than foe's res plus X, X equals distance times 3. So realistically, you're normally, what, 3 spaces away from it? Well, normally 3 or 4, probably 4 at the start of a turn. So that's an extra 12 that you have to overcome. And again, let's just say this unit has 50. That would leave us at 38 res that you would be able to overcome. That's pretty good. Like, that's not bad at all. That is a condition that you're going to be able to make easily for units that are nukes. If you're looking at doing this on Far Saviors, it's going to be much harder and probably not something that's going to be easy to accomplish. But I mean, if you res stack and you fully invest in this unit, I think it is. Still, this is our first anti-refresher, and I think this skill is incredibly powerful on top of all the other things this unit is doing. This unit has a lot of stopping power, very high attack. This is a great special. She's also supportive. This unit is fantastic. I keep on hearing this unit compared to Milla, but the thing that this unit does is it offers support, but she also helps you get pots. And understand that that is a lot of times the absolute hardest part of Aether Raid's maps. That is something that just, I cannot count the number of times that all I needed was some boost to get me to that last pot. And this is it on odd number of turns. So, which means on your last turn, on that turn 7, you'll be able to activate this. Also, in Chaos Season, it's absolutely clutch to be able to have someone to help you do that. Understand the other thing that this really helps with is strategies like Vantage. One of the big things with Vantage is often you have units that are powerful enough to go in and take out the entire team, but if you take out the entire team, you miss the pots again. This is a unit that helps with that strategy. If you think of hit and run, being able to freeze out a unit is huge and can really stop the foe from doing what they want to do. Now, really interestingly, if you think about Gale Force, I want you to consider how hard it is to pin a unit. And I know it is very, very satisfying. It truly is satisfying to pin a unit and have them not be able to move. But what if you didn't have to? This unit, by taking someone off the board, is essentially a Gale Force unit. That is, in effect, an extra action that you can take that your opponent can't. That's really good. And one of the many reasons why, if you look at the tier list, I'm putting this unit at the very top of the pack. I still got Elamine up there. She has lost a little bit of value, which why she isn't first. Most of that's due to Arvel. And of course, Plumeria is up there because she's a dancer. But having an anti-refresher on your team, I cannot state how good that actually is. Absolutely fantastic. The only thing I will say is she doesn't work very well in conjunction with the fence. And you guys will see that as you play. It's something to look at as you're going through this. But Summoners, I keep in mind these are all very good units except for Altina. And I have full faith. I know I knock Altina a lot. She has not aged well, but I do believe that she will get a very good refine and she will climb up the ladder for all of you Altina fans out there. But I wanted to talk about something else that's just extra special. So I am, part of the thing that appeals to me about these gacha games is the the management portion of it. Like, that's fun for me to think about how I'm managing resources and how they're going. And one of the things I've always done is for almost all of my FE OCs, your OC, the key character in the book, I have merged up almost all of them. And I never regret it. I didn't get Ash up to full merges just because this year had a whole lot of other priorities, but I do have a +10 Reagan and a +10 Peony and a +10 Air, and I have to say that they hold a ton of value. In general, if you're looking at the tier list, they generally bump down about 1 tier per year, which is insane. And the other thing is, up to this point, and they may change this in the future, they don't get old as far as scoring wise, which is kind of incredible to think that Air can still help you score the same way she was able to help you score 4 years ago or however long that was. That's nuts to still have a unit contributing to you as much as she does. And I find that is true with all of these OCs. They really do help you. What I want to look at here is how expensive it is to get this unit to +10, and this is something that you can easily accomplish in the next year. You're going to get, most likely, 2 sparkable copies. One of them is through that Twitter rerun, and one of them is coming up, I guess as of this recording, tomorrow, but you'll probably be watching this later than that. Anyway, you probably get 3 Mythic reruns, and this is a FE Pass exclusive thing, so I apologize for that, but that's 3 more merges that you can get on this unit. That gets you up to +5 right there. And then you have 821 orbs at a 50th percentile, so about half the folks will get that. And you are up to +5. You add in the free one, and that bumps you up to the +10. Summoners, that's incredible. Like, for 821 orbs to get a +10 unit that will contribute to your scoring for long times. Obviously, this is for folks who are worried about account progression, but still, she's also really neat. She looks great. Summoners, this is a fantastic merge project that you should seriously look into. 821 orbs is about 2.5 months worth of orb income. Keep that in mind, and that is, to come out with a unit this influential at +10 is something that is pretty incredible and something you should look at. It will provide you more resources to use on all of your other projects. If you're interested in my reaction to the latest FE channel, I have that up right here. You should go check it out. Take care and schedule an appointment with your FEHologist real soon.